1, 2, 3, and he is here. Oh, he's asleep. Oh, well, I'm just gonna play some Nirvana. Maybe that'll wake him up.
No, it's all right. I'm awake.
You're awake?
How's it going? All right?
I'm doing good. Oh, thanks for coming onto the stream. It's awesome to see you. Very happy that we get to hang out and talk. And last time I saw you was in London, actually. I can't remember. Was it this year?
Yeah, Wembley. Wasn't it? It feels like it wasn't, but yeah, it was. It was the beginning of the year. I think it was February, maybe early.
I went to England to get ready for the tour, and we were just watching Five Finger Death Punch in at the Wembley Arena show.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of came over straight there. Pretty much came from the airport and went to Wembley. Finished off their European tour, so that was like my kind of first time hanging out with them for a bit. Guys
at chat, so Jason Hook had to leave the tour, so Andy filled in for the remaining of the tour of Five Finger Death Punch. How was the tour for you? I mean, how many minutes did you have to learn all the songs for the set?
It was pretty nerve-wracking because it was like a quick, pretty much 2 days before that was like, it's like 17 songs in a couple of days or something. Luckily, I kind of already knew most of their stuff anyway, so I had to kind of modify a couple of things, but they were like, as long as it resembles how the song's supposed to go or whatever, then you'll be fine. Yeah, it was definitely an experience. Had to kind of learn a lot in a very short space of time because like I'd never done shows that big before.
Did you have to go on that and on that thing that rise up in the middle and do the guitar solo?
I have a serious phobia of heights. So, I mean, I looked at it. I literally put 1 foot on it and I was like, how secure is it? And they're like, well, it kind of wobbles on the way up. I was like, nah, forget it. I ain't doing that.
Can you tell me something about your guitar there? You are using a Kiso signature guitar.
Okay, so this is 7-string locking head tuners, ebony board. The only thing that we changed about the body was there was a little bit more of a recess in this bottom horn because on the original Crescent I was hitting, the horn too much for my liking. I couldn't get up to the 24th fret. We decided that I think this is like an older body, this one. Mm-hmm. And it kind of suited the sound because I wanted a bit more of a tighter low end. I think this is a maple neck with a ebony board, but I don't know exactly because again I kind of trusted Jeff with the wood choices when I just sort of told him tonally what I was after. Push pull thing. So these pickups are Kiso polarities, so they're active. So basically what they did is they kind of got these pickups which is sort of like passive pickups, but it has like active circuitry in there. So there's like a board in there that's connected to a 9-volt battery, and that gives it the sort of activeness of it, I guess. When it's in, you have like 5 different voices because it's a 5-way switch on there, and then when you pull it out, you've got another 5 sets of voicings.
Ooh, I haven't heard that many sick notes like this for a while. Definitely not from this house.
It's a lot of fun, mate. It's a lot of fun, definitely.
What scale is that neck on your guitar? Do you know?
That is a Jeff Kiesel question because it'll also tell you the radius, which he has told me many times, but I can't remember. What I do know though is that the frets are nickel. But like he built me an Aries and they had stainless steel on, and I was just like, I can't get on with them. For some reason or another, they just feel really hard, feel really cold. And I don't like the idea that even after 10 years, you'll pick up a guitar and it still feels like the first day you play it. I like the guitar to feel like an old pair of slippers, you know what I mean? You've worn them in and you've trodden the backs down. And because I like the way nickel wears, when they kind of flatten off a little bit and certain parts of the guitar.
I didn't know they don't do nickel. You know why? Because I dented one of the frets on the Kiso, by the way, last week.
Right.
If that was
like stainless steel.
If that was stainless steel, then I'm surprised I dented it. I was like tapping really hard on it with a hammer. The hammer really tapped the string so hard.
Well, you mean an actual hammer that you hammer nails in?
Yeah, actual hammer. I was doing tapping with a hammer.
I'm not surprised there's a dent in it then, to be honest with you.
I don't know. I just find whatever I can find. Do you play much multi-scale guitar? What's your view on multi-scale guitars?
What do you mean the fan frets?
Yeah, we can't say fan frets. Apparently, they have a copyright on it. So I say multi-scale like everyone else.
See, the problem is like when you get up to this part of the guitar and you start doing sweeps or whatever it is, like arpeggios, it's like your finger has to travel further this way in order to, I don't know, I can't get my head around it. It completely ruins my train of thought when I'm trying to. I've never really had a problem with, tension and stuff, because I guess the reason for fan frets is just so you can make the bottom of the bridge further, so like it creates equal tension across the guitar. So I mean, I've got the Evertune Bridge on here, and I don't even think they do multi-scale Evertune bridges anyway. Since the invention of the Evertune, I've been using that for a long time now. I don't know, I love the fact that I can like come in the studio, pick up my guitar, and it's just perfectly in tune. For me, like intonation wise is pretty much the closest I've ever heard to anything. Because the problem comes is like when you want to start doing like higher up the guitar octave overdubs, or you want to do any like clean overdubs or anything like that, and you always find you have to manipulate the tuning in the guitar slightly to get everything to sound sonically in. Whereas with this, it's like I can play anywhere on the guitar, overdub or lead or harmony or anything like that, and everything just kind of sits perfectly sonically together. And
I've never spoken to an expert on the Evertune Bridge, so maybe you can explain to me what's the disadvantage of bending strings on an Evertune Bridge?
There is no disadvantage, really. I mean, so when you put the string through the bridge, you have to kind of tune it all the way up to where it basically just doesn't go up in tune anymore. So it sounds like this. So you can just keep turning the machine head and it doesn't go up in pitch anymore.
Yeah.
So even when you try and bend a string, so it actually doesn't change pitch at all when you're like trying to do it. But you have to get it so it starts to go up in pitch. So you can hear it slightly go out of pitch, right? Mm-hmm. So essentially when you bend a string, you're pushing it out of like the Evertune zone. And you can bend vibrato. Yeah, you can essentially just have like it play like a normal guitar, and you don't know that it's got like some weird special bridge on it or anything. But if you're a hardtail player, I can't think of a bridge that's better than the Evertune, to be honest with you.
Some insane shredding. What's your best piece of advice of increasing speed when it comes to playing?
I think it really comes down to like relaxing, because if you're trying to play something that feels just ridiculously too hard, even at a slow tempo, it's going to be very difficult to get that up to a fast tempo. The general rule for me is like if I have like an even number of notes, I'll start with an upstroke, and if I have an odd number of notes, I'll start with a downstroke. Mm-hmm. So once I kind of figured that out about my playing, it put a lot of stuff into a very consistent ability for me to play stuff consistently without keep like fucking it up or wondering like, oh, why isn't this working or why isn't that working. Pentatonic stuff as well, that's an even note because it's like 2 notes per string, so it's like, so I have to start with an upstroke doing that. I can't do it with a downstroke. So that typical kind of Zakk Wylde, Eric Johnson thing, most people start with a downstroke, but it just sounds, compared to like the upstroke. It's just a lot easier to do it that way, you know. There's one other picking thing that I do, which is kind of like a half and half. I pick like the first 2 notes and then hammer on the third. So say like same scale position. So it'd be like pick the first 2, starting on an upstroke. So it's like pick the first 2 notes and hammer on. So it just makes it super consistent. It flows much better, and actually you can get quite a lot more speed out of doing that kind of thing. Fancy doing something emotional for, like, I don't know if there's any ladies out there.
I'm pretty bad at it, but we'll give it a go. If people want more information, you do have the Andy James Academy, right?
If anyone wants to check out any of my stuff, I've got andyjamesstore.com. That's got like all my backing tracks tabs. The new album, the tabs and backing tracks will go up on there, but they're just being done at the moment. But any like links to sort of Instagram or Facebook or any other, or my YouTube or anything like that, it's all on that Andy James store. So if you go there, you can get links to everything, what I'm, doing.
Cool. Well, Andy, thank you for joining me today. It's been super fun jamming with you. This is the first time we ever played together as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, thanks for having me. I've had a really good time, so hopefully everyone enjoyed it. And yeah, I don't know, maybe we'll do it again at some point.
We gotta do it again. We just need to get in front of the computer, right, and have a guitar. This is cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you, dude.
All right, then, mate. Nice one.
We'll talk soon, right?
Cheers.
Okay. Take care. All right. Take care. I'll see you guys. Thank you. Ciao, 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 ciao. Bye.